Welcome back to my channel. Welcome to another Sunday soup day. Well, today we're going to be making an Italian soup called Pasta Fagioli. And I'm not sure if I pronounced that right, but that's how I read it anyway. And this is a soup that I have seen so many different recipes and adaptations, and everybody has their favorite way of cooking it. It's not a soup I cook very often, but we're going to put it together today. And I found this recipe to be kind of interesting because of one of the ingredients. And it's an ingredient that I don't normally cook with in a soup, but sounds like it would work out just perfectly. So I'm going to take you down to the counter and show you what it is you're going to need to make a pot of pasta fagioli. But before I do that, I need to show you my windowsill. Hang in there. Hold on a second. Can you see? Look at this. We pulled our tomato plants because it's time to put new ones in. And we have an abundance of tomatoes of all sizes and shapes. Big uns and little uns. So we'll have tomatoes for a bit, and salads are on the horizon. Okay, let me take you over and show you what you're going to need for your soup. Be right back. Okay, here's what you're going to need for the soup. A pound of ground beef, which I already have in the fry pan. You will need this ingredient, a jar of vegetable juice, and you can see the one I have here. A can of cannellini beans, salt, pepper, basil, parsley, and oregano, chicken stock, and it calls for ditalini pasta. I don't have any ditalini. I thought I did, so I'm going to use some orzo for today's batch. And then you will need carrots, celery, and an onion that we're going to chop. So let me be right back, and I'll set the camera down so we can get busy getting the vegetables ready. Back in a minute. Okay, we're going to start with cutting the vegetables, and sorry for the bang, and putting them in this pot over here to my right. Which I have on medium right now. I had these vegetables cut up for a vegetable tray, so part of my work was done for me. It calls for 1 carrot, 1 celery, so that's about what I have here. And an onion. Doesn't call for broccoli. All right. Turn this up just a little bit, and I have a tablespoon of olive oil in the pan, and we're just going to add the vegetables. My hamburger I have drained and rinsed, not rinsed, drained, and the cannellini beans I have drained and rinsed. So they're both waiting. Now I've got to cook this for 5 to 7 minutes until they begin to soften. So I'll be back in a few. Okay, I have my vegetables are pretty well softened. Now it says to add 32 ounces of the vegetable juice. That's 4 cups. And 14 ounces of chicken stock. Well, it's 1 can, but I have a box, so I'm just going to measure it in my measuring cup. In the back, I have the orzo going too high. There's the chicken stock. And to that, I'm going to add my spices. Calls for 1 tablespoon of basil. I got to pick this up for a minute. Let that burner cool down a little bit. We'll add 1 tablespoon of basil. We'll add 1 tablespoon of parsley. It's a new one. Got to get the cover off. One teaspoon of oregano. And it also calls for garlic, which I forgot to put in with the vegetables. Let me get the garlic. Teaspoon. Okay. And that's all she wrote for in the pot. Let me just see if I can bring you over. Give you a view down in the pot. And we want to bring this to a boil and then turn it to a simmer and let it simmer for 20 minutes. And that's going to get all the flavors together. It's a little bit more labor intensive than some of the other soups because there's different pans you have to use, but other than that, all right, I'm going to put the cover on, bring it to a boil, turn it to a simmer, and let it simmer for 20 minutes. And I'll be back for the next step. Okay, it has been simmering. Now I'm going to add in the hamburger and the beans. Going to give it just a couple of minutes to make sure that the beans and the hamburger are heated through. And then I'll put some in a bowl. Okay, here we are. Now what I did is I took some of the orzo and I put it in the bowl, and then I put the soup on top of it, and that's how you should serve it. You do not want to put the orzo or the ditalini in the soup pot, because these little buggers, even though they're small, are very thirsty, and they'll continue to drink that stock, and you'll get it tomorrow and you'll have big fat gooey pasta and very little stock. So I'm going to bring you up and we're going to see if we can get a taste test. It's probably still pretty hot. Mmm. Wow, that is good. I'm going to add a little pepper. Very, very good. You need to try this one. Like I said, it's a little bit more labor intensive, but worth it. Worth it, worth it. Mm. That vegetable juice gave a nice flavor. Mm. Italian vegetable beef soup. Beautiful, beautiful. Give it a try. We're going to serve it tonight with soup crackers and some probably toasted French bread. Should be toasted Italian bread, shouldn't it? But anyway, French is what I have. French is what it'll be. So that's all I have for you today. Give this soup a try. I'm thinking you really are going to enjoy it. It's a soup that I think everybody will like, the kids and everything. It tastes very good. Now, I didn't put any salt in here, and I'm a salt person, but I don't think you really need it. You could add a little, but the vegetable juice has a little salt in it as well as the broth. So that's all I have for you today. I hope you have a great afternoon watching the cars go left, around and around and around and around. Can you tell I'm not a real NASCAR fan? But anyway, the Daytona 500 is today. Enjoy if that's what you like. And I'll see you back here on Tuesday for another craft day. And until then, stay safe. Keep your distance, wear your mask where appropriate, and get your vaccines, please, if you haven't. And that's your choice. And until I see you again on Tuesday, make a big pot of soup, keep warm, and everybody play nice now. See ya. Love ya. Bye-bye.